we're going to try something new. Everyone does the worst movies of 2022. But there are so many bad movies that go to streaming and straight to video almost. And then there are the bad ones that hit theaters. Well, I got movies that hit theaters this year that I'm going to call my top 10 most disappointing movies. We might have said, yeah, it was okay. But as far as excitement and hype for the movies, I think they were disappointments. I want to know if you guys agree with me.
Okay.
All right. So, we're going to start off with Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh yeah, that was disappointing.
It was disappointing, but it was a disappointment I expected. Because the second movie wasn't all that great.
No, at all.
And although I love Brad Pitt, I think he's charming, I think he's a great actor, in the Jurassic movies, he just doesn't have it.
I know, because he's not in it.
No, it's Chris Pratt.
Sorry, Chris Pratt.
Oh, that Brad Pitt sucks in
Yeah,
he's the dinosaur when he comes in like this. He just doesn't remind me of Brad Pitt.
He doesn't bring it in the franchise.
Yeah.
No, but Chris Pratt, I
It's
really
almost
like Chris
he
Pratt.
wasn't in it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna revise. It wasn't. You're right. It wasn't a disappointing movie. It was an as expected movie.
Yeah.
Except all the advertisements and everything, all the previews for it made it look like the dinosaurs are in the world now. And they're in the cities, and this is how they're wrangling dinosaurs on the ranches. And now dinosaurs are integrated in the world, and what do? They head off onto an island into this resort area again. Mm-hmm. Like completely away from what they were promising in the previews. That's why I'm saying, like, even what they promised us, they didn't give us.
And then it's speckled with scenes of, okay, well, all 9 of them would have died right there in 2 seconds, but they somehow managed to survive by walking around a jeep, and it was dumb. A lot of it was dumb.
Very, 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 very dumb movie. Very bad. Speaking of bad, how about Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore?
Like, I thought the second movie was atrocious, and this one managed to be worse.
Like, the plot was, there is no plot. Mm-hmm. There's no movie. There was nothing in this movie.
Yeah, you think that Ezra Miller character is going to be
this
big,
ultimate bad guy.
They're building him up to be something, and he's just like a throwaway character that we include him because he was in the last movie, but that's it.
Yeah, and he actually gets weaker in the last movie. Like, he's not powerful anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
I'll agree. That was a disappointing movie.
Okay, and these, by the way, are multi-$100 million movie budgets.
But again, like, I didn't expect it to be fantastic.
But you think they would at one point learn?
No.
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
Okay, well, we're using the Harry Potter name that everybody loves, and the second movie didn't quite do it. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board, and we're gonna find out and fix what made it so bad. But they didn't. They made it worse.
Yeah,
they
did.
I don't know what they... Okay. Speaking of superheroes that don't work, how about Morbius? Morbius.
I'm going to say yes. That was a disappointing movie. It could have been much better.
I didn't expect much. To me, it was kind of like Venom. It's the side thing. It doesn't have a lot of money behind it. They're just trying to make a side superhero story, and I knew it was going to be kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, but you know what? The first Venom really enjoyed.
Yeah, but not a lot of people did.
Oh, actually, it was a big hit.
No, it's like a cult hit.
I made a lot of money. So, but either way, Morbius, the story was bad.
Completely forgettable movie.
Yeah.
Like, even the villain was suddenly a villain. Like this, I'm now a bad guy kind of thing. Yeah. The whole way he becomes a vampire character is dumb.
I wanted to like it,
yeah,
but I couldn't very much.
No.
Because it wasn't good.
Yeah. All right, let's go in Strange World.
That is a difficult one because it was a well-made movie visually. It had story potential, and they ruined it.
Yeah. Well, potential. That's the key to all these movies. They have potential. But it was boring as heck.
It was boring, yes. But
yes.
Okay. It's just so Mark isn't attached to this, which I know he wants to be. They took the woke thing, right?
Yes.
And they have a gay character, which is fine. Have a gay character, okay? But they had this really awkward scene to show the gay relationship and the father, and it went on for a little long. And you're saying, oh, that we'll see if that has something to do with the story later on, and it never does. And then they mention it 4 or 5 more times in the story, how he's gay and has a potential gay relationship, and it has nothing to do with the story. But it doesn't further the plot. It has nothing to do with the plot. Yeah. But hey, everybody, there's gayness here.
Yeah, because if we watch another movie and they would say, hey, by the way, I'm dating a girl, over and over again, you would be annoyed at it. Yeah. And not because he's dating a girl or he's dating a guy, it's because you keep telling us they're doing it.
I don't know if you remember The Gentleman, but Hugh Grant was like a flamboyantly gay character. And he was one I enjoyed. Yeah. Because they did him right, and it was part of the plot.
Well, they shouldn't have to tell you.
No, show don't tell.
Yeah.
And that's the trouble.
And so it's not that, oh, there's a gay character, it ruins the movie. It's, okay, there's a gay character, how do they fit into the movie? And this one was a movie where they tried to tell you gayness, and it just doesn't work that way.
No, it's supposed to be natural. Yeah. It's not supposed to be, we have to tell you it is.
Yeah, you want to normalize it in movies and entertainment? Then normalize it. Yeah. Don't let it stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, and not only that, they went wokeness with everything. We have a handicapped dog, we have biracial couples, we have every stereotype you can put in is there, and they stereotyped the characters as well. No, this person can't be bad at something because of their race. This person has to be lovable because of their sexuality. They didn't do it plot-wise. They did it based on race,
identity
which
politics.
I hate.
Yeah.
It wasn't based on storytelling. It was based on, this is what we think the world is now.
Yeah, they built the movie around it instead of fitting it into a movie naturally.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the story was boring.
Yeah,
I was bored as heck in that movie.
Yeah.
Take out all the identity politics, the story was boring. All right, Uncharted.
I didn't expect much of this.
And we didn't get much.
See, I heard the two main actors in it, and I went, I like them both. Maybe I'll like this. It's a video game movie. It's a good action movie. Maybe it's a new franchise. No.
That was Wahlberg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, except Wahlberg wasn't Wahlberg.
No.
He didn't, like, we always complain that, that person is doing the same character. Yeah, yeah. But I like the Wahlberg character.
The Wahlberg shtick is, still good.
He's got to be him.
And then you had a bunch of things. Oh, now they got helicopters with boats tied to them going through the canyons, and it just got ridiculous. I don't know if the video game's like that.
Not to mention jumping up and down on the plane on the thing.
Yeah. It was an action movie, but it was strictly popcorn, turn off your brain action.
Yeah, which was on.
Yes.
Okay. How about the sequel? Death on the Nile. Big stars. Gal Gadot.
I don't even remember it.
Did we watch that in the theater?
Orient, yeah. And it's sequel to Orient Express.
Okay, so I didn't see the Orient Express. And as for a murder mystery, I thought this was average, middle of the road kind of thing. I'll never watch it again. I don't think of this movie ever.
No. This is not something I think about.
No, it jumps all over.
And I will continue to not think about it.
It jumps all over the place. The mystery is bland.
I think it was fine.
Just bland. Disappointing. Bland.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
How about, and this was surprising, because this was on a lot of top 10 lists as favorite movie of the year. And it's not on mine, The Northman.
Yeah, that wouldn't be on my top 10.
Well, no. It had, there's that potential word again.
Yeah.
Because there were some scenes in here on that where he was a Viking. And he was doing some really awesome Viking war stuff.
At the beginning, and the movie, it set you up for this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then they went to the farm.
And then they were not on the beginning anymore.
Yeah. Let's take everything to this little out of the way farmhouse and base everything in this little remote location that's not interesting.
And do it at night. All the action is going to be at night.
Yeah.
Then you can't
Or
see
you have the
anything.
main character just sneaking around,
Yeah.
hiding.
No, it was a terrible attempt at a Viking movie.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more to go. One of the most anticipated movies of the year was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, which turned out to be 3 verses.
Okay, so listen, this movie wasn't terrible. Like I don't think I'd put it on the worst movies of the year.
That's not a worst list. It's a disappointment
Okay,
list.
but one thing I was disappointed with was where's the multiverse of madness? Where's all these other universes?
Yeah.
They were not good.
I expected this to be the jumping off point so that you can now have an Iron Man movie that Tom Cruise is Iron Man.
You're right.
Or maybe Iron Man's the bad guy.
Yeah.
All they did was they brought in X-Men and a couple of the other franchises into that council.
Like the Fabulous Four or whatever.
Yeah. And it was...
Not only that, Doctor Strange looks like Doctor Strange in every universe, as opposed to being anybody. Which means they could have put in a whole bunch of other characters. Tom Cruise could be Iron Man. Now he has to look like Robert Downey Jr. because all the characters that went from one verse to the other all look the same.
I was also disappointed in how powerful the Scarlet Witch was. Like, I understand, yeah, she's maybe the most powerful other than Captain Marvel. I don't know.
She was the only one other than Captain Marvel that could go head to head with Thanos.
But you know what her power was? Shooting bolts of magic.
Yeah.
Like that was how she was powerful. That was boring.
Okay, what I didn't like about it is that we did WandaVision, where she went through all her turmoil with losing her, losing vision, losing her children and all this, and her happiness and all that, and it was resolved at the end of the movie, and at the show, the series, and then, nope, I decide I'm going to be evil because I read a book.
It wasn't resolved. They left it open for her to be a baddie.
Not to the dramatic change around where she's willing to kill her own character again and other things and take over the whole.
At the end of WandaVision, we knew
dumb.
that she actually wasn't the hero of the story. She was a villain.
Mm-hmm. She was, but she was sorry for what she did.
And they started off. No, she said she was sorry.
Either way, disappointing movie.
Disappointing
for what they could have done.
Disappointing, but it was still an okay movie to watch.
It was okay, but disappointing. I wanted to see the X-Men animated series as one of the multiverses.
I was expecting
all weird things like that.
I was expecting much more.
Not just flipping through a couple scenes and then we land in one universe.
I think anything with Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be okay.
Okay. And finally, Thor: Love and Thunder, where they went all in on comedy and cancer.
I am disappointed. I am disappointed with Thor's arc, his character arc from the first movie to where we are now. That's the biggest disappointment.
Well, you had Thor, not Love and Thunder, Ragnarok, and it was more comedy based. And they said, "Wow, that one took off more than part 1 and part 2. That one everybody loved. It must be because of the comedy." And so they doubled down on it.
Yeah.
They didn't just double down. They double down on the Oh, jeez. Natalie Portman's character, you got stage 4 cancer. How many stages are there? 4. Ha 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 ha. That is funny. That is funny. And then there's the whole love thing between the axe and the hammer. And they ruined the best actor in the movie with his, he's the villain, he's the god killer. We don't see him kill any gods. We hear that he killed some gods. We see a big dead god in the backdrop, but we never see it.
Well, we saw him kill the first god that made him the best.
Yeah,
villain.
you know how he became the god killer? the god was standing there in this field. Oh, by the way, that guy over there had the god killer's sword, and we killed him. Oh, I'm the god killer now. Thank you for that dramatic reveal of how he became the god killer.
And the whole thing with the Council of Zeus, that was kind of
Stupid.
cringy.
Really, really stupid and cringy. And then the goats were for funny one scene, and then hey, and if you thought he was going to go on an adventure with the Guardians of the Galaxy, he doesn't.
I also thought the Guardians of the Galaxy was cringy.
Oh, very. Like, even the fight scene that he does is way over the top. He does the split thing, and then he destroys the city. It's all for a laugh. And it makes him a dumb character now.
But I find that they're doing that, like, they're doing that with all the characters. Like, look at the Hulk. They're like all of
Smart
the
Hulk.
yeah, all of the great superhero characters. They're destroying.
They've neutered.
Now, yes, it was disappointing, but still, it was a good movie. It was a well-made movie. It didn't go in the direction we wanted, but it was still fun to watch.
True, but it would never hit my top 10 list.
No. Well, it did hit my top 10 list for the year, but that's because there wasn't a lot of good out there.
No, there wasn't. And it doesn't look like there's going to be much good in next year, neither, from what we're seeing coming up.
When you compare Thor Love and Thunder to Infinity War, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no comparison.
No,
Yeah.
even the first Iron Man, there's no comparison. Even the first Thor, there's no comparison.
No, after rewatching it, I really liked the first Thor.
Oh, yeah. It had comedy in it, but he was a caring character. He was going through an arc.
Well, he was a fish out of water.
Now he's just a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's very disappointing. I don't know what Disney's doing to the characters.
But out of all those movies, my biggest disappointment is Strange World, because Disney Pixar has lost the plot.
Yeah, they've lost their way for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, even I didn't put Lightyear on this. I very well could have, because
Yeah.
Lightyear was also a very disappointing
Although
movie.
Lightyear was still better than Strange World.
That's why Strange World's on there and Lightyear's not.
Yeah.
However, really disappointing. And
Honorable mention.
Unfortunately, we say that a lot about Disney lately.
Yeah.
Their stuff is disappointing.
Although, you got some forgiving people out there, like my wife, who loved Lightyear. Like, she's talking about 9 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. She loved it.
You
She would
gotta-
watch it again. She said she would watch it again later that night when I went to bed.
You gotta let her see more shows.
So it appeals to some people, but I guess I have higher expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, my expectations are it should be good. And that's our list. Right now, most disappointing movies of the last year. What was your most disappointing movie? Because I bet you have a long list that's out there. It could be more than 10. It could probably be 50. Because that just seems to be what's happening now, is everyone's disappointed with the potential the movies had and what they put out.